Hey Lara, welcome to the Education Next podcast. So happy to see you here. And I've been writing about your filmmaking projects and been very excited to read and how the children were participating. And Adi had been participating online, and how he picked up from there, buying a camera, going around India, filming in different parts, and enjoying that process. So now it's been a year, if I'm right about the film. It's been a year. So
I think so, yes. Yes.
So please tell our audience little bit about yourself and about how this project started in Bansko.
Yeah, this masterclass came up just because there are in Bansko hanging out a couple of people who are
Hmm.
very talented youth people, and yeah, it was more or less logic to put them together and start tiny masterclass. And I was through that process of that year, I was very impressed how educated they already had been and how much they no, I would say it another way, how already able they had been in their profession, how they had been, for example, if you are teaching, sometimes I had been teaching on university, and if you have the beginners in the university in filmmaking, um, I would say they do not have that level of those guys. Like for example, Liam and Maria,
Mhm.
they both started their own project by themselves. It is ongoing. It is a short film, and they brought skills to the table. I never imagined people could have them at that age. And the thing I just found out, they teach that by themselves. So they didn't learn it on another school or in workshops or courses. They just teach this themselves, and this is what I was super happy. And this is like a little bit more like you are sitting together with some friends and you are planting stuff
Mm.
and are growing the shit by themselves. So
Mm.
for me, it is just like sometimes I call my friends and I'm assisting them if they have a question. I don't feel like I'm really mentoring that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So basically,
and
they were evolving, seeing and growing along with you and along with your team. They were.
I think yeah, filmmaking is something what is there are different departments you can run for, and I think all of those guys are a little bit more in that leadership. Um, I see them as a leader in film crews,
Mm.
and they have the skills for to run for that. Especially as a film director or film producer or a film writer, yeah, this is the most important people in the film crew or the most important departments. They have different focuses, I would say. For example, Liam is very much interesting behind the camera. Adi is very much, I would say, this news stuff and that quicker, like transforming footage into a message. There, Adi, for example, is very good at it. And Maria is, I think she is an upcoming producer and director anyway, because
Very.
she is, yeah, wow, yeah, she's really good. And all these people, we also had some other members of the class, but yeah, I mean, I just had been together with Maria. She came to our film set. We had been
Mm.
filming here this independent art house film in Gozo, and she showed up. Her father was with her, but he was more hanging out on one of our pools and checking his messages, and then he was traveling alone farther on to Amsterdam. So Maria was left alone with us. We had been a crew from up to 30 people,
Mm.
grown up. I would say the crew, yeah, 30 to 40 people sometimes.
Mhm.
And Maria did her job by herself,
Mhm.
alone in a foreign country
Mm.
at the end of the world. She never had been there before.
Mm.
She just picked up the Leica and she filmed by herself and she helped me wherever she could do that. And she's an amazing personality. With her 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this was because other people we had there on, for example, my DOP, he's the same age exactly like me, and we both had been hanging out. We are like a little bit dinosaurs. We'd been hanging out on so many different film sets with so many different people. And it was, yeah, it was impressive just to see how she could transform to be a part of that crew.
Very interesting.
And
Mm-hmm.
this is, it was a fantastic experience. And she had been filming there because she is doing like a behind the scenes, a film by herself. She's editing this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I asked her how she is doing with it. And she said she's almost there. Honestly, I'm very excited to see what she had done, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she can share it with you as well. And then you can see how it was. It was also a kind of chaotic. Sometimes it is kind of rough as well, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
because we are not like sharing always
Yes. Mm.
pink messages to one to each other. So, and there are a lot of, anyway, there are a lot of boys on film sets because it is very, all the departments like grip, like art department and stuff like that. This is
Correct.
all heavy stuff. You know, you have to
Yeah.
carry things, you have to lift things, you have to,
Mm-hmm.
it's very technical as well.
Mm-hmm.
And she had been surrounded by a lot of old guys from different countries speaking a different language, and all that she did alone. And I saw some of the pictures she did because I sneaked around and
Mm-hmm.
looked at her screen, and
Mm-hmm.
she has that eye. She has that eye,
Wow.
that girl.
Mhm.
Mm, she's
I
really
think,
cool.
do you see that difference in, I mean, I don't want to compare, but I'm still asking you because a couple of them, the kids that have joined you are like unschooling kids who do not go to a school. They just follow their passion. So, like you just said that, you have taught in university and you see some difference. So, do you see this pattern in these kids where they are so interested and passionate that they just go for it, right? And you don't have to
Mm.
be after them, right? They are mostly after you. So, to learn.
Mm. I don't. This is the fun fact is all of those kids I had in that master class had been homeschoolers, all
Mm,
of them.
uh,
And I don't know if this is because they are talented,
mm,
you know, because yeah, in my perspective, I hated school. I really hated everything of it, and I was not in a normal school. I had been in the Waldorf school, what is
mm.
kind of a very creative. It is. Do you know that system of Montessori?
Yes, yes.
And there is a kind like it is a little bit like similar to Montessori. This is
Mm.
called Waldorf school,
Waldorfs, yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and this is the school I had been on,
Mm,
and I totally sometimes I totally do understand that more
mm.
intelligent people cannot stay in a school, even in a special school, because
Correct.
it
Mm,
is killing everything. It is killing your creativity. It is killing every talent you have to press you somewhere that you pick up the mindset of a system what
mm,
might not fit into the needs your brain has.
mm,
So in my perspective, I just had homeschoolers in that master class, and those guys, all of them,
mhm,
are way better educated than the people same age I know from my friends, and I do have a lot of them
mhm,
same age who are going to a normal school. They never would have been to compete with such a situation like Maria did
mm,
um, at our film set. And also, what I mean, it is about, but also I think the part of that homeschooling or the people I experienced there was Borja, the father, who said, "So Maria, from that part you take over. I'm going to Amsterdam to deal with my own stuff,
mm.
and here is the hotel key. You know where Lara is. You have here a Bolt account. Good luck, and we'll see us in a week."
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
also this kind of trust or the kind of relationship they have. This is so grown up, and I think for sure you have to take care of those people, absolutely. And I'm super protective, for example, for Maria. I always had been looking after her, sure, like behind her. And if I didn't saw her for like 5 minutes, I was getting super nervous, but she was able to handle it. And this is it.
That's amazing.
And her father trusted her, and I as so I did, and the team trusted her,
Mm.
and she also had been getting in a very strange situation on set because she was included into a conflict, and she handled that as well. So this was really, I think, from her perspective, interesting experience. Maybe you ask her by yourself. I
Mm.
think she can tell you a little bit more
Yeah,
about that.
I spoke to her. I spoke to Maria, and she told me about all the things that it was so new to her, and she didn't expect, right? Like being on the screen and then being there with the actual team, and that
Mm.
how she was handling things, and how excited she was to be there, and what learning, like it was not like how she had imagined, but at the same time it was challenging and things like that, and she was very excited to have been there and be with your team. She mentioned that I spoke to her father as well about his
Ah,
experience,
I see. Mm.
and he was
I
also
see.
surprised by how Maria was able to handle and stuff like that, and he was also of course very proud of her as well.
Yes, I think we all are. I can't wait to see the result of her behind the scene stuff. I really would love to do this also with the other
Mhm.
participants of the masterclass, because I do think if you are, I didn't have this possibility when I was a
I know.
youth person or a kid, because yeah, it was kind of another time and another system, and also I had other parents.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, I had very interesting parents. Especially my father was a very cool guy, but he passed away. So I had very interesting parents, but I would had loved to have this possibility to, because
I know.
I always
I
had been
know.
dreaming of being a director.
In
So
traveling, yeah, you're so right. I mean, traveling around with Adi, and now that he has this after the movie, after the program that he has attended with you, and he has those things in his mind, as in when to pick up his camera and start shooting and take this kind of shots, and very interestingly, on our these random trips that we take, we met a lot of Indian filmmakers, actually very young filmmakers, right, who have been doing wildlife photography. Some are making small films, and we got introduced to them, and they were very open to Adi having to ask any help if he needs with them. And these are very young guys who were very happy to share their bit of the camera they use, and what camera he has, and what is good about it, and what is so a lot of discussion he was having with a lot of young filmmakers who were on these who we met on the trip, in different places. And so he has a small community of young filmmakers already because
cool.
he's reaching out to them, and he's talking to them, and he's traveling.
This is really cool. If he wants to, we can do like a training together with them, an online
That
training.
will be amazing.
Yeah, you can let me know when they are. If there is a time, we can do like 1 or 2 hours course, question answers, what they need, what they have, what they
Hmm.
working on, like, and what the basics, so that they can work
Hmm.
more self-confident and quicker, so that we have like a if you want to organize that, I'm totally open. I will take the time for that. Super
Sure. So
easy.
I will reach out to them. So these are mostly 21, 23, 24 years people, and they're already filming for shoots and other stuff. So
Cool.
yeah, so
Cool.
these
This is
people are
really cool.
actually converting their hobby and skills to business as well, so that they can
Mhm.
make some money out of it as well. So these are,
Oh, this is cool.
yeah, So these
Ah, yeah, I see. There I have some nice ideas. Are they using cameras or iPhones
are they're
or
using
what?
cameras. Most of them are using cameras.
Okay.
Most of
Yeah.
them had what is that called? GoPro. Most of them had GoPro, and one or two are like professional photographers, and they shoot in the weddings and as well, and they go as
Wow. Mhm.
for passion. They do wildlife photography and videography as well. So
Fantastic.
yeah,
Crazy.
yes, and these
This
are
is
from like
so cool.
Gujarat, some from Bihar,
Yeah.
different parts, but these are like very young, and they want to convert this, and they're making some travel stories also, some of them.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, this sounds really interesting.
Hmm. I mean,
Mm.
something we can think about, you know. uh,
Yeah, Priyanka, I will think about that because I think because if they are so skilled already,
hmm,
maybe it makes sense if we have to have if we can make kind of a different program, like how
hmm,
to yeah. I think is normally the problem is if somebody loves what he does. I do had the same problem for many years. How to live with that, how to earn money. This is the thing. How to
hmm.
transform it into a growing business.
Yes.
That's maybe the point. I will think about that. I
Yeah,
will
for
write
sure.
you.
If you
I will
need
think
any
about that.
information about them or anything else, I'm happy to share and even talk to them, because they might have some language issue, and
Mm.
we can bridge that anytime. It's not a problem. What is, what would you say has been your best experience in the last year with the filmmaking masterclass program?
We started the masterclass program last year was more or less getting from the very scratch to that they produce their own first short film.
Mhm,
And they had been writing on their books. We had been discussing it, how to transform it, and they had to do the task was they had to do like a short version of that film production they are planning about their story, about their crew, for to go online for a crowdfunding.
mhm,
So um, I was in Bulgaria and met them in person, and we planned that shooting. And I think it was a 2-day shooting. We had been working. We started at four in the morning, and the
mhm,
shooting was going on like a normal shoot. I think 14 hours, something like that. I brought all my equipment there, and those kids had been doing by themselves the prep. So that means preparation, taking care of costume, taking care of with the help of Daniela. She's amazing, the mother of Maria. She's
mhm,
always helped me. And the I think the most exciting situation was when I saw them working by themselves.
mhm,
When I had been, they took the cameras, and it was in the beginning, they had been a little bit shy, but after some hours, they said, oh, and they get it all. It was like there was that click point, and had been this confidence, and they had been laughing and being excited and being
mhm,
on point. And this was, I think, this was fantastic. It was I think at 6 or 7 in the morning. We
mhm,
had been starting at 4, and it took us 3 hours until they had been there.
mhm,
And then it was just great. And from that point on, yeah, it was just excitement from my side.
mhm,
Also, next after that, they started editing, and this was the next very impressive moment.
mhm,
Because then we had been talking about the editing and about the camera, and then they start seeing all what they can increase, or
right,
where or what they can increase.
mhm,
And I left them a camera of mine. It is still in Bansko, and they are using it. And in the first moments, I was a little bit like, "What? Where is my camera?" I gave it up right now. It is there, and yeah,
mhm,
because they started to, oh, I didn't do that perfect, so let's do it again. And so they are just they just moved forward and came up with every time with new great ideas.
Mhm.
And this was a huge yeah, this was a huge excitement from my side. And you have to learn to trust them. This is the
Correct.
thing.
You know, next time, like this year, with the filmmaking masterclass program, what would you like to improve or add?
Mm, First of all, I think yeah, Maria is a bit she has to take the next step. I think I need to split them up a little bit.
Mhm.
Mm, she needs to take the next step. Like we have to see what's coming out of that behind the scenes
Mhm.
making of she did.
Mhm.
And I already had been asking her when she was there if she wants to volunteer as well in the post-production kind of a bit,
Mhm.
that she gets the full circle
Mhm.
from one production to the end.
Mhm.
Um, and then we have to see how she will go on. I would see it very individually with her. Um, yeah, because she had that different experience. But in the first place, with her, I would say I think it would be good for her that she shares the experience of the post-production as well, the sound design and the entire thing what's coming up right now.
Mhm.
And if there's any possibility, I would love to take her with her to the premiere. I
Mhm.
think her father will support this totally.
Mhm.
And this is my plans with her. And for the masterclass, the program I have there, I would like to yeah, like I think I want to get closer to people who are not able to get this education. I want to bring that thing a little bit more to regions
Mhm.
where are people who really need to get education for free.
Mhm.
And I talked with my investor about that we can do like maybe an exchange program or something like that, that there are people um, can enjoy that program, yeah, who don't know it right now, but I don't know when and how to do it. So if you or Priyanka have an idea, I would be happy if you can share that.
Yes, yes, I will definitely let you know because I'm sure that there are a lot of young people who would really, because I think it's about starting up the idea and then generally people figure out where to go. But when you start with someone, like I saw that in Adi, right? He was interested in photography and filming clips, but after the masterclass, he had a different way of doing things, right? How to craft a story, or especially about editing, because most of I think filming leads to editing, right? And then he wants to do it in his own pace, in his own time. He doesn't want to rush it. He's not like me. I do things very very fast, and he's like, he wants to take his own time, and he's very protective about his camera. And I can see that, like, I wouldn't care, but for him it will be like, no, it's raining all day, I won't take my camera out, it's foggy and all those things. So he really thinks like he has to take care of his stuff, and the way he takes care of his gadgets, and he handles so many things. There's so many tiny teeny bits of things in that camera that I can never think of taking care of those things. Like, I'm really clumsy when compared to Adi, and he's so good and sophisticated with the camera, putting up those lenses and connecting those pieces. Like, I give up, but he is so good at it. Really, I don't know how he's so patient with the camera and small, tiny little things. And the way he was passionate about getting the camera, and the way he managed, he pitched in front of some people, and he got his idea funded, and he made some amount, and then he wrote to Andreas, and the way he was at it, I mean, it was really, I think it was brilliant, because he wanted it to, he wanted, because he knew he was traveling and he wanted to cover, and he took so many shots. Of course, he's still learning, but I think that worm, I think, of doing things, that you started with the filmmaking masterclass, I guess. And I'm sure it can help a lot of people who will. I think a lot of people have phone cameras already with them, and it's so much possible to film things if they really want to.
Mm. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it is. It's really cool. It is really cool that Adi is
Hmm.
feeling like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, how much fun.
Yeah.
How old is Adi, by the way? He's 8 or 9?
Adi is 11. He turned 11 in
11.
October 2024. Yeah.
Sorry, I totally messed it up. I don't anymore really ask for the age because it really doesn't matter. Even with the youth people, if you are 14 or 15 or 18 or 17, this is also something the people at the set believe, by the way, that
Hmm.
Maria is way older than she really is because she had been behaving that
Hmm.
perfect. At once, they said, "Can you take over that department, an entire department?" Because one person had to leave the set for a while.
Hmm.
And it's not because she's looking that old, she's behaving so
Exactly.
responsible and so
Exactly.
cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so this is the problem. I don't get the age of those people. Yeah, I don't get it. But all of them are super talented. Yeah. And this is the idea I wanted to yeah, just to make it easy for other people to if they want to make if they want to learn something about film from wherever they come from, and we have both an internet connection and we can build up an online group. I would be happy to teach people who are not able to go somewhere money wise or
Hmm.
like distance wise or whatever that people can follow their passion and that I can help them to yeah to get done their films. And I'm super passionate about filmmaking. I think I wouldn't be able. Um, it's my happiness. It's this is this and food and sometimes wine, but it's for me like it's like breathing. Filmmaking. It's my air. Yeah. So if there is someone out there who might
Hmm.
be in the
Hmm.
same situation and it is and I would be able to help them, I would love to do that. So this is
Sure.
more or
I
less the
mean,
point.
this is really amazing. I think we can, think about it, how we can create this. And I will reach out to you and we can see how we can announce this and how many kids you can have actually. And then we can think more about it because it's quite interesting. We can do, make this collaboration happen. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm totally open to that. And I always can make it in a week for at least an hour to do that. This is
That's
not a
really,
problem.
that's really
Everyone has an
amazing.
hour.
That's
Yeah.
really amazing. So let me think of a program and Adi and I can discuss and we can share our proposal and let's see how we can make that happen with more people.
Absolutely. And what is also possible that like in a structure, also Maria already is so educated because she had the most time. She's also able to
Correct.
start transferring her knowledge to other people. I just want to say that because she can do that, like the very basic, the beginnings. And this
Yes.
is also nice for them if they start repeating what they learned to other people
Yes,
so that they
absolutely. And
learn.
I think
Yeah.
all the kids that were with you, and I'm sure they are very good at a specific thing and they can come and share that with other kids.
Mhm.
I'm sure they are
Yeah,
all the kids that are with you might be very good with something in filmmaking and they can make when you we make the program they can come and share their learnings and like you said Maria can do that already. So one last question before we wrap up. What would you like to remember about this FMP experience, this 1 year experience? What is that one thing that you would really like to remember?
for me, it doesn't stop. I wanted to see them on some screen when I'm old and sitting somewhere at the seaside and turning on my iPad and streaming like the Academy Awards or whatever, and I see someone is running up there
Mhm.
and saying hello to the world and thank you for the Oscar and greetings to that old lady from, This would be the thing I wanted to see.
That's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, I want to follow their careers just somewhere behind them, and I want to follow them, and whenever they need me. And I do think I want to, I'm my first day in the office back, and I wanted to get in touch with the entire class. I
Mhm.
had this on my list for today that I wanted to see how they are and what the current situation is of all of them, and to see how we can move on and that they don't lose their focus totally,
Yes.
because I had been out and I want to get them a little bit more on page that they go on. So yeah, but that's my goal. I don't want to remember that year. I want to, yeah, I just want to have them in my mind and want to see them when I'm old. Yeah.
That's nice. I'm sure that they want to be in touch with you as well because the way they have started, I'm sure all of them are taking this forward in their own ways, in their own little ways. So thank you so much, Lara, for being here and sharing your heart out and sharing all about the kids and all about the program. Um, Looking forward to catch you again. Yeah.
Yeah. See you soon, my dear. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day, my
All
dear.
right. Bye bye.